The purpose of that interview was to get that Letitia James information to President Trump. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. That was the whole point of that interview. And this morning, this was such a strange thing. I stopped at a stoplight, and I think I do what most people do when you get to stoplights. I check my email and text messages. I had gotten both an email and a text message from a senior Trump advisor. Can you believe it? Yeah. I'm pretty excited about that, I must tell you. And of course, I did not text them back because, it was like 4:45 in the morning. But I did email them back, and I'm pretty excited about that.
A little while later.
What did I say about Letitia that you think I'll be first about?
Well, her finances.
Yeah, I did a live stream on YouTube. Letitia James, I found out, is worth $15 million. Her net worth is $15 million. She does not have a husband, so she's not like married to some rich sugar daddy. And she's worked her whole career in the public sector. So I'm very curious, how did a woman who's never had a job in the private sector amass a $15 million fortune while she's out there accusing other people of doing all kinds of strange things to get wealthy? I think we need to have a grand jury looking into how Letitia James amassed a $15 million net worth.
I hope somebody flips over some rocks and stirs up some mud for that one.
Yesterday, when I did this YouTube video about Letitia James's $15 million net worth with no means to legitimately make it, she went right from Howard Law School to legal aid and hasn't left government work since. I am talking to someone today who talks to President Trump pretty much every day. And I'm not saying that President Trump's not aware of this, but maybe sometimes things don't occur to you to use them. And I'd like to start seeing people in the Trump orbit start asking questions about how she amassed this $15 million fortune of hers, Letitia James. And I've gone out of my way to reach out to a senior advisor of President Trump's to get that to them. I don't have the arrogance of these people to call and tell them what they should be doing or thinking, but I'm going to mention it to them in passing, and maybe it'll come up in conversation. You know what I mean?
Yes, with you talking about it, a lot of people are going to hear it, and I think Mr. Trump will probably hear it as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know he will by the end of today. I know for a fact by the end of today, someone is going to whisper it in his ear. What happened is somebody had messaged me, made some comment about her being a millionaire, and I did not know this. So I, over the weekend, I just started looking into it. And Sunday morning, I woke up, and I think this is just really bugging me. This is just really bugging me, what she's doing to, because she had Don Jr. and Eric in court last week, and that corrupt judge, that judge that likes to sit next to his girlfriend, the clerk, right? Today, President Trump's going to be testifying. Wednesday, Ivanka's going to be testifying. And Letitia James sits there and stares at them. She thinks she's Rosa Parks on the bus, and staring them down for their net worth and how they made their money. We know how they made their money, the Trumps. And then she's a millionairess 15 times over, and there's no business history or work history outside of government with her. So I don't know. I'm not saying she's corrupt. I don't know. But I think when she's pointing these absurd stares at the Trumps in court, like she'll do today when the president's there, that it's fair to ask, how did Letitia James amass a $15 million fortune working for the government her whole life? The only person that's amassed that many millions with a life of public service that I know of is Joe Biden. And we know how he made his money, and it certainly wasn't through any legitimate ways. Well, let me tell you, I have done something that I'm not going to reveal to make sure, to get this information about Letitia James's wealth to the president. And by the way, when I say the president, I mean Donald Trump. Okay, I've made an effort to this morning to get that information to President Trump. It's not that they don't have it, but they got a lot of balls in the air. And I would like to see people like President Trump's attorney, that in this case, that had the great press conference today, They need to start asking these questions. And not only how did she amass this $15 million, when? At what, when? Hi, Dick Morris? Hi, this is Brian with the Steve Kane Show calling. We have an interview scheduled? Okay, we are about 30 seconds away from going to you. You ready for us? Okay, hold on. That's who I reached out to get this information to Trump. We have the great Dick Morris with us. Dick Morris, good morning. Well, we're glad to have you here today. You know, Dick Morris has a new book out, Corrupt, the Inside Story of Biden's Dark Money. I imagine if you wrote a book about Biden's money that's not dark money, it'd be more of a pamphlet than a book. This guy's so corrupt, Dick Morris. That's a good one, yeah.
A little while later.
You know, that's the amazing, out-of-the-box thinking of President Trump. He looks at, we think we're hostage to this wokeness and these liberal ways of doing things, and he comes up with a completely new way that no one ever considered before to do an in-round all of these woke anti-American universities. Well, the book is Corrupt, the Inside Story of Biden's Dark Money, from Dick Morris, who we've been speaking with. Dick Morris, thank you for your time, and as always, tell the president we said hello. All right, take care. All right. Absolutely. He's got the ear of the president. They speak daily. And we'll take our break and be back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
So they got the Letitia James information. I just got a confirmation on that because they were listening before Dick Morris came on. So I didn't bring it up during the interview because I knew I'd gotten a message that they had been listening, and they just confirmed it, that Dick Morris heard that discussion. The purpose of that interview was to get that Letitia James information to President Trump. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. That was the whole point of that interview. You got to, like Trump's thinking outside the box. I wanted to get that information to the president. Yep, they emailed me back, and they got it. They were listening in the last hour. Who cares? That wasn't the purpose of the whole thing. That was just a very clever way to get a message to Trump. And, now what they do with it and everything else, I can't predict, but I didn't, because I had gotten an email during the last few minutes that they got the information from the last hour on Letitia James. So I don't know how they plan on using the information. So I didn't want to ask him about it because he got it, and they're going to decide how they're going to use it. I didn't want to put him on the spot to have to.
He's called me venomous. We will fight back to your attempt to bring Trumpism to New York City. He's called me disgraceful. Of the fact that they stole the Supreme Court seat. An illegitimate president and an illegitimate member of the United States Supreme Court. He's called me radical. Listen, yes. We know he's crazy. Yes. We know he doesn't have a sound mind. Yes. We know he's out of control. He's called me a racist. We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale. Thank you.